Good morning, everybody. See a lot of requests coming in already. Happy Thursday. How are you doing today, Tracker?
I'm doing great. Oh, my SBET chart is showing. Yeah. It's log scale, by the way. No, I'm really excited because let me show you this chart instead. Bitcoin, and it did this whole triangle thing, and it broke out, right? It did this ideal support test. I didn't put this after the fact. This was before the fact. And then it did. It did this wick right here and then went right back up out of the triangle. And I was just telling Matt, I have seen them do this, and it comes back and tests the top of the triangle one more time just to be evil, but it doesn't have to, and it really does looks like it's coiling to go higher. In fact, well, I don't want to take a lot of time on this, but every time I see something like this, I see this wick and I see that wick. I just want to paste on it and see what it looks like. And it looks like, yeah, once it gets over it's right now it's at the 11.4 mini boss on this little bit, and the 618 was resistance here. It really just needs to get over the 50% at 111,000. See how right here it tested the 50%, couldn't go higher, so it goes down. But once it can get back over the top of that, 11,476, that's it. It'll just keep going up to 112,713 next on this very small scale retracement. So anyway, yeah, I'm doing great. I just woke up. Go ahead, Matt. Back to you.
Let's get
Take us into
started.
the show.
Started with the indices. So there's no change since any time during this during this week here. We have the breakout. We don't have any kind of back test. We're just trading sideways at the moment, day over day over day. It's basically the same range. So your support right now is anywhere from 617 down to the 608, basically for SPY. And if it can start to break above the Thursday high of last week, then perhaps it can start to go to this fib up top, the 2.272 at the 647.72. But until then, it's just range bound, looking for some kind of direction here to see if it can either go back and retest support or break out. And the QQQ, we're looking at the same situation, except this one's getting closer to trying to break out day over day. The previous high back here on Thursday was at 557.20. So let's see if there's some daily candles that can actually start to close above that. And if so, then perhaps the journey higher can happen. But otherwise, a back test of 549 or even in the 530s is still possible before it even breaks out higher. And the IWM, we're looking at price basically going back up to this important level right here. And if we go to the weekly chart, we can see it clear. We can see that's the 786, right? The 786, the 226.74. So this is going to be the big target, the holy grail to try to break above to get a lot more bullish. But right now we are just range bound between the 219 and the 226. So basically that's the moral of the story for a lot of things, just in a new range, but at a higher level. So we'll see if the previous resistance of last week can get broken. And if so, then perhaps prices can continue to go higher. And for my
It's in a really good space. Once it gets above that 702, and see how kind of over the 702 and back tested it with that wick. Between the 702 and the 886 is the magic land. Like, this is where we want to see it argue next. And then if it wins, then it goes to the 141.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to say.
No problem. And let me just jump to Bitcoin. And I do actually see a couple of crypto requests that I'll get to right away as well, since people are asking. And Bitcoin is actually breaking above the arc right now, guys. This is kind of a first time scenario, but there's still 3 days, 12 hours left until the weekly candle close. So we'll see if it can actually definitively close above. If so, that's a huge trend change. Then that could be a new support zone in the 109s, and perhaps the 115 and maybe even the 140s could be next after that. So this is this is a very, very, very important weekly candle close.
140s next?
I would say, yeah. It's a very important weekly candle close. So we're going to keep watching that 110 zone, 110, 200. And I'll just jump into, let's jump into Hype and SEI. So for these crypto requests here, we'll look at Hype here and
Hyperliquid.
Hyperliquid.
What a great name.
So this one, I think it's pretty clear to me. It's the previous high and the low. It's trying to break that resistance. So 42.25, that's it, right? If it can start breaking above that with weekly candle closes, then it can get more bullish. But right now it's range bound to 35 to 42. That's basically it.
It did the thing. It backtested the 786, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, I think it is
This
ready to
one's
go, but it's
that's a I would say that's a bull flag.
yeah, it's got to prove
Right.
itself there. The 42.25 got to get broken, and if so, then $63 could be next. And SEI, we can go take a look at this one as well. We can see that let's use the Coinbase chart. And with this Coinbase chart, it's still holding the conversion line as a breakout backtest support. So 24 cents, but this one's also range bound, but at a lower level. And that is between the 24 and this 30-cent zone. So if you're going to want to see this one get more bullish, it's going to really need to start breaking above this 236, this 34.8. That's it. Until then, stuck in a range. Tracker, back to you.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. What do we have here? We've got I was just so entranced watching your show. It's like, wait, oh, I'm in the show. All right, let me do BTCS and Oscar. Here's my BTCS chart, and you can see. Well, let me just show you if it shows up here. No, I got to go bigger. I've got these fibs, these retracement fibs on the left. They go up. They go up to 3240. That was this wick up here that it did that got everyone excited, including me. And then, well, I mean, way back then, actually excited this wick down here. No, this one right here. Yeah, I didn't even hear about this stock until this. But I go back and look in time, and all it's trying to do is, well, it already did it. It beat the 11.4% fib boss right here. So let's go back to my 16-hour chart. Hey, where's my moving? Oh, because I had Bitcoin on this. Wait, you know what? Oh my God, I got to leave my Bitcoin chart on this, or I'll never be able to get it back. Sorry about that. Let's use this one. Oh, this one looks pretty good too. You know what? Let me just talk about this for just one quick 1 second. This is again, it's a chart where like giant, like you go back really far in time, and even though with the reverse splits and all, it simply lost. That was its all-time high. It lost the support at the 114. It went down into primary, but look, it's trying to that 114 after it sit here. So, and all I did was I just took a retracement and I ran it from the low we had. It had a dollar low, and I just ran the retracement the 100%. I target right here at the 11.4, and now it's running the gambit here. And this is a linear scale. And it's already beaten its own internal 11.4% mini boss on that way just to get back to the larger 11.4. I love these retracement now. I mean, just it's all I do want it. I just think I dream about them. Now it's trying to get to test the 298 up here at 238.53. So, and then with a test back to 236, it can then go on higher and get to the 50%. And this is the critical level. If it gets over it the first time, it keeps going up higher. A lot of times it gets rejected the 50%, has to go back down and retest a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, that's not the request. We were on BTCS. Did I mention I just woke up? I wake up like this. So I guess, so this chart, I showed you how it was crazy. It's just kind of, this wick up here is a little minute thing. We got back over its large 11.4% fib. That's the one that goes all the way back to, this one goes to 3240. So it's a smaller scale fib. But relatively speaking, it's beaten its own 11.4% boss. It's kind of testing back to this 50%. Oh, you belong there. Almost tested back to 50%. But on this, oh gosh, darn it. After this 11.4% mini boss, it wants to test, it has to test the 236. It wants to get to the 29732 and check that out at 982. And then eventually it will win and get to the 382, which could send it back down to either the 236 again, or maybe just the 2932. But I'm looking for 1285 to 1254 next for BTCS, where price is right now. That is 197% higher. All right, and then Oscar. I said I'd do Oscar. Woke up kind of hyper this morning, apparently. Oscar Health, my 1-2 is the dashed lines here. It did a not quite the 618, but it went back to the 236. And this should be support. 1633, as I said right here, support 1633. Or if it touched the moving average 75, which hasn't caught up yet on this 16-hour chart. I don't know, maybe just to go sideways a little bit until this moving average 75 can catch up to 1633. But this is ideal for support right here near 1633. And it should target the 76. Wait. Why do I have? Oh, I thought it was going to 764382. I guess it could still do that, but it doesn't have to do that. Actually, from here, it could just blow on up to the 123.6 at 3801 next if it bypasses the 764. So that would be 134% higher to get to the 123.6 fib at 3807. If it stops the 764 and goes back to the 382, then 4124 for the 1382 instead. All right, back to you, Matt, and I'll get ready for the next one here.
Yeah, let's do Poet here. I got my Poet chart ready. So with Poet, it's pre-market, it's up 14% here. We can see, boom, 14%, and it's right at the 786. But don't let that fool you, because we've seen this story before right here. And all it did is go up, tease you a little bit for 3 weeks in a row, and then boom, went back down. So let's see if this can be any different and actually close the week back above this 691. That is the goal. Tomorrow is the weekly candle close. So 786 fib, close above it, it goes higher, maybe, right? Close below it, then it's still in the range, right? Still in a range. 691 is the target. So right now it is a breakout of the cloud, breakout of the 702. So it is a bullish chart. But I'm not convinced yet it wants to break free of this resistance level until there's proof. So let's find out tomorrow for that weekly candle close. And I see one for CIPH here. CYPH.
I think that meant cipher mining, CIFR.
Oh.
Because that my cipher chart does show it just broke through the 38.2% fib extension.
Oh, okay. So
I can do that one.
Yeah, I have one too. I just wanted to show because I have the 786 up here for me personally, and the fib that I used was from the all-time high down to the low down here, and that's the all-important 786. So if this can break above this this week or the following weeks, then this could really gain some serious momentum. So it is a breakout. We got support maybe at the 560s and at the top of the cloud, maybe in the 540s, 530s. But if you want to see it more bullish, the 6.98 needs to get broken as resistance. All right, Tracker, back to you.
Thanks. All right, here's my cipher mining chart. So yeah, it did break above my 38.2% fib at $5.71, and so I'm targeting the 764. It could just go 618236. That would be the internal 382. That would be back the blue band right here that I do between the retraces 236 to 382. But if it goes 764, and because the other charts didn't go to the 382, I had one chart that went to the 50%, so I kind of dropped that back to there. Despite whatever my are right now, the 1-2s haven't been reliable. They've been all over the place lately in 2025. So I'm just looking at the retracements now. So the 50% retracement is 969. No matter what happens here or here, it's gotta test this 969 to keep being bullish. It's already beat the 114 and the 298. I guess you could say it's fighting with the 298 right now. But flips 593 to support, then the next rung it's going to reach for is 969. Then after that, that could send it back down to spend more time up here. But if it doesn't, then it's going to start reaching for the 786 up here at 1502. To get to 1502, that's 140% higher. To get the 50% retrace, it's 54% higher from where price is right now. So, yeah. I'm getting very flustered and excited about all the Bitcoin miners and stuff, if you can't tell already. CYFRF. This is one. This is some Soul Strategies. So I did have this chart where I said it got, where was it? Like around here. And I said, what if it comes back here? And I sold. And wouldn't you know it, it's come back down here. It's coming back down. Test the 16-hour moving average 300. So I don't know if it's going to spend more time and wait for it to come up to it, or you might just see one of those crazy wicks and then it takes off. So yeah, it's sort of a retest. Look, it got rejected at this 50%. Are these retracement fibs? No, that's a extension. But it kind of looks like it got rejected at this 50%, sent back to the 11.4 mini boss. But when it does take off, it's based on Solana, and I think it's going to go 280%, actually more than that now. Where prices right now about almost 300% higher to the 141 up here at 605. So there you go. I like Soul Strategies. I think whenever it breaks out from here, I mean, I should just buy it now. I should buy it back now, and then just don't even try to trade the rest of this. Just let it run. Let it run, and then see what happens at the after that. 1, 2, 3, 7, 6, 4. Yeah, I think I like these numbers on the chart. All right, let's see CYFRF.
All right, I got some charts
Coin.
here.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just do coin real quick, or actually, let me do ConL because I don't think I updated my coin chart yet. But I just want to say I've capitulated, and I think ConL has any kind of 1-2 that it had. It was this right here. The first time it dropped down to 41.96 for ConL, and now we're taking back off again. So there you go. You still have in ConL, it's 143%. No, wait, from right now, about 150% higher to reach my 1382 at 128.92. That's near the 141 at 126.76. So in coin, that's like half that, so 75% gain. Right? Oh, I'm sorry, not 75. 150 divided by 2 is agents who can't do math. 50%. It is 35%. All right, back to you, Matt.
Yeah, actually, I'll just show my coin chart here too, and let's go back to here. There we go.
That's a joke answer from Cards Against Humanity. Asians who can't do math. And the first time I played that game, like all my friends looked at me. I said, "Okay, guilty as charged."
All right.
Oh, Shlomi says Oscar the Turd proved me wrong, Tracker.
Uh-oh. All right. Well,
I think I proved you wrong.
yeah, I think Oscar will be fine. With my coin chart, I'm still just watching. Oh yeah, they got downgraded to a sell to 300. I think that's just the latest news on it.
What, coin or Oscar?
Coin did. Yeah, so coin pre-market, it's down $2, 240. It's getting pretty close to the 384. Can it get there? I think it's possible. Yeah, the 384. It's possible to get there before any kind of big rejection. But no matter what, we're just range bound for a coin. So if you're looking for opportunities, I mean, the breakout back test of that 344 really was the opportunity. I mean, I don't really like to chase up here. Is it too late to buy? Me personally, I would not be buying up here. If I was not in this already, I would probably just either wait for another breakout back test, or I would probably wait to see if 344 came for me personally. So this is just something that's in the middle of a range, not doing much. So we're just going to keep watching that to see if 384 can break. And this is my Tesla chart too. We haven't even talked about Tesla yet. So 295, guys. If you guys remember from my weekly updates for the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about 295 as support. And guess what? It's still there as support. Despite all this fear, all this uncertainty, all this doubt, all this FUD, if you will, it's still holding, right? So until it proves me otherwise, why am I going to be panicking when it's at support? I know a lot of people are basically capitulating again right here, or even adding shorts or puts right here, which is like doesn't make any sense to me, because the trend is your friend. And look at it, like even with all this negativity, it's not going lower than back in June. It's not going lower back in June 2nd or June 9th. It's not going lower. It's still a series of higher lows. So until this trend changes, how could I be bearish on this stock? So still a bullish development here for Tesla, even if you hate it. Like this is be making people emotional, but technically speaking, being completely objective, all this is a breakout, getting rejected at the 786, coming back down to retest the 618. We've seen this with so many different stocks. So many stocks, they go back to the 786, get rejected, go back to the 618. You can just look at a lot of them. They do this trend. So if you're just objective about it, it's at support. It's been at support for the past couple of weeks. All right, Tracker, back to you.
I was going to show my Tesla chart. For some reason, this won't show me my 250 moving average. Let me just turn it off. I suspect I was just trying to turn this 30 moving average into a 250. Right, you know how I love the 75 because it's between the 50 and the 100? Well, here's my 300, and you can see it didn't come back and test it here. It hasn't tested it here, but maybe between the 200 and 300, there's a 250, and maybe that's where it touched right here, and it touched right there. Right now, Tesla on the 16-hour chart is perfectly kind of following the moving average 75. It kind of makes me pause to think, what if this is a bearish wedge up and then it drops to the 300 before ripping off? That's a possibility, but it's still an island bottom again right now. This anything down here, don't touch anything above. It's ready to just do another Gilligan's Island run back up, probably to 315.87 initially, but my targets are 354.34 to 356.84. Oh, they got bumped around. Yeah, the 350s anyway. When price went down yesterday, I bought I sold some calls in the morning and then bought them. Or no, that was 2 days ago. Anyway, I bought my calls back cheaper yesterday, and I'm excited to see what happens with them next. Gosh darn it, I had. Oh, let's do the BBAI pretty please. I love pretty please. It's my favorite phrase from when I was a kid. Oh, look, it has, even though I had a what if, it didn't do it. And look, it almost looks like on a 16-hour chart, looks kind of like a katana here. The two kind of go together. It's just testing the moving average, or not the moving average, well, the Ichimoku conversion line here. If that gets old, then it'll just keep going on up. And I don't know, obviously Big Bear AI is not a crypto, but I feel like the liquidity might, I don't know. This is an obvious place to be a support, if not support down here at the baseline at 617. If it falls any and really, at this point, it should just check out the 50% fib retrace at 582. Let's do a what if 582. All right, if it does that, just back up the bus and buy more. I'm glad you didn't chase that. And then, my next target above is still the 141 up here at 1436. And there's Big Bear Eye. Oh, and then this thing here. I love this. This is the best part, right? This is where you find out how much 100% higher from where price is right now to 1436. If it goes back to the 50% at 582, that's 146% higher. All right, I could do one more. I could go back to you, Matt. I should do.
There's an open-ended question. There's
sure.
About the ETH. There's this one right here. I'll just put it on the screen for everybody. And it's, hi all. I have an open question. Which ETH treasury is the best buy at current levels? I mean, this is a very subjective take on it, but do you have a favorite one, Tracker?
I think I like SBET. I think they're self-branded as the Ethereum position. I think I read that. I don't think I hallucinated that. So like SBET wants to go. What is this? 175% higher just to test the 298 now. Well, first it's got to get past 11.4 at 2094. But if it can get over 2094, test back to it as support, do a broke back mountain, then 5148 is next. 100 and what did I just say? 157% higher to get there. So this is kind of how I'm looking at doing my charts now, or at least rethinking them this way in terms of retracements, and then using the fib extensions as a guide, basically, is what I've turned back to. So there you go, and this one's 613% higher to get to the 786. Anyway, I like SBET, and I think I've got a large position in it. And then BMNR is another one I'm excited about. BMNR. All right, this one made a slightly lower low. So my fib extensions say 173.52 now. It just made a slightly lower low. So, but it's still oscillating with the 11.4. When this goes back to $880, this is one of those charts that looks like this, like way up here. But regardless, it's trying it. It's trying to live the dream here. I should probably just done 100% fib between this low and here. Anyway, I think I'm looking for 173 to eventually, once it gets over 102, it will start climbing to the 298 at 263. So again, I should just do it this way and tell you from where price is right now. Oh, I already have this one. 358% higher to get to the 298. Give me this one. To the 114 boss to get back over there. It's 72% higher to get back over the 11.4. So yeah, I've got a position in this as well. BMNR. Been hawking it. And LAES is another one I've been hawking. Let's see. Yeah, at minimum, 590 next still is my target. It's just under the 11.4 mini boss. Once it gets over 427, LAS should absolutely launch again. It'll move really fast to check out this. Its own 161.8 is 590, which matches up perfectly with my extension here. And then its own 50% level is 640. So anyway, there you go. LES looks good from here. Just buy it and hang on. Hang on for the ride. Oh, we haven't even done Tesla yet. Okay, back to you, Matt. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Let's take a look at SoFi. I see SoFi. Somebody says SoFi is going to 30. Well, not quite. Not quite. Here's my SoFi chart. It broke out, though, right? It broke out of the 786, 1883. So if you're looking for some kind of high time frame support, that would be it, 1883. So if there was any kind of back test in that zone, I think that could be the new opportunity for SoFi and the ability to go to the 886 and the previous all-time highs. So yes, it's a bullish chart, but still has plenty of resistance above before it gets to $30, 22.76, 28.26, respectively. So good chart, but again, I don't like to chase up here. So if you're not in it already, just got to be patient with it because it could come back down to retest levels first before trying to break out. So good developments, but just not ready yet. And can we look at Circle and Ethereum? I'll look at Ethereum for you. Circle, just not enough data for me to like, but I'll let Tracker tackle that if he wants to. But yeah, we can take a look at that Ethereum chart. And that Ethereum chart is breaking out, right? Where you see my arc right here, you see the 100, the 50, you see all these moving averages right here. It's breaking above everything for the first time. So it did it before, but it was just a big fake out for a couple of months before, right? But now it has the ability to maybe start to stabilize above it. Why? Because everything is a lot closer together. When it was right here, the moving averages were pretty far apart. Even like the conversion on the baseline, they were kind of far apart too. But now we're getting a bullish cross on the conversion above the baseline where all the moving averages are really, really tight together, and it's starting to break above the arc. So I think this could start to be the real deal here, and I'm just going to be watching 2650s hold as a support. And if so, this can continue the journey higher, maybe even up to the bottom of the cloud, 3100. And that'll be the next big resistance. But once this cloud can flip to a support, then I think really the sky's the limit on this chart and can go much higher, maybe even up to 9,000 up here at the next level. So good development for Ethereum. All right.
Let's see. I do have a Circle chart. I don't have a Circle chart. I have a Circle opinion. And that is from the all-time low that's given us, $64, the all-time high of $298.99. It went back to retest the halfway point between the 2 points, and it's held up. It argued it pretty strongly, and it's over its own Ichimoku conversion line. So I think it's going to want to fight the 786 next at 248.70. If it loses, it could send it back down to 50 before going higher. But other than that, it should go 248.70, Then after, if it can argue that and win, it'll go to the 1168 next to fight that battle at 338.47. So you can see here 20% higher to the 786, 65% higher to the 1168, and 116% higher to the 1618. So it doesn't actually excite me as much as some of the other ones like SBET. The percentages are just not that big. I did want to show my SoFi real quick. Just again, in terms of retracements, I was playing around with my SoFi while Matt was showing his SoFi. I promise this will be cool. It's already over. It kind of blew through the 50% level. Now, I don't know if that rushing is be bad for it, because if it fails at 786, then it might come back down to the 50% at 1625. So I would say it's targeting 2312 next. If it can get over it, it'll target 3230 next. But if it can't get over it, it's going to get sent back down to 1625 for timeout in the corner. I kind of feel like hymns. Here's hymns. I can't remember if I skipped it last time, so I don't want to skip it this time. But yeah, the bottom is in for this one. It's in wave 3. Just buy it and shut up. Just buy it and hang on. I'm targeting the 1382 next because it did for 382. So the 1382 is next at 104.78. Or from where price is right now, ding, 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 104% higher. All right, back to you, Matt. I'll let you do some more before, so I don't run out the clock on your brilliant analysis.
No problem. I see AMD and Nvidia, so I'll do both of those. So yeah, AMD had a breakout backtest already. So that was the zone, right? The 100-week moving average down to the 50%. That was basically the zone. It had a potential to even go a little bit deeper, but in a bull trend, sometimes lower is not always the case. So because of that, the 100-week was the support. That was truly the opportunity, 136.32. And I know people like to chase on green days, but that's just not my style, right? I like to buy only on red days. And so if you're looking to add here, this is not what I would do, right? For me personally, you guys have to make your own decisions, but I like to buy the pain. And that's why I was a buyer of AMD all the way down here, even into the 90s. And now it's really paying off pretty hugely for AMD. So buy the pain, get the gain, right? Right now, it's just chasing, in my opinion, because there's still lots of resistance above. Even the past 2 weeks, still can't really get above the 146 zone. Then you got the 618 at 149.93. So it's still in a range. It's just range bound. It's nothing really exciting. Yes, it's green pre-markets up 5 points, but if you just look at it, it's still just an inside candle from 2 weeks ago. Right, exactly, an inside candle still. So no excitement, no development really, no breaking of resistance just yet. But we did get a back test, so that's the development, and that was the opportunity earlier on this week. And Nvidia, and this is going to be breaking higher, right? So it already did a breakout back test already. So the opportunity, if you didn't accumulate any of this down here, the breakout and the back test last week was right below the 152. So that was the opportunity in my eyes. But yeah, again, I would not be chasing at these levels personally because it could come back down for another back test again before going higher. We know stocks are volatile, especially these days. The volatility is there. Any kind of news could send it any direction. But I think what's likely on the horizon for Nvidia is 200s, right? I think the 2.618 is going to be next in the future sometime. I'm not saying when, just sometime in the future, 227.99, and I think it's going to be there maybe this year, but probably sometime next year. Tracker.
Very cool. I do have XPEV. I just drew this just now. XPEV. All I did was I did a retrace. I might rebrand myself as the RT tracker, retracement tracker. From the $6.18 low, looking back to its once glorious $77.70 high, it has already gotten over it argued the 11.4 mini boss, the 114 here, and it just got rejected on the first attempt at the 298, 27.49 perfectly. And then I think it doesn't have to go any lower. I think it just got sent back down. Yeah. All right, maybe it could touch 1433 one more time, but it doesn't have to. But if it did, back up the truck and buying a bunch. And anyway, the next argument will be the 50% level at 41.94. It's just going to bypass the 298 next time. I would just assume it's going to win that fight the second time. And so 141% higher from where price is right now to the 50% retracement level. After that, it's the 786, and after that, it goes to the 1168 or probably the 141. So there you go. Let's see. Let's just come here. Just want a copy of you. Yeah, the 786 is like 260% higher. The 116 argument is 415% higher, and then usually once it gets to 141, I almost assume the 1618 is going to come after that. So, oh gosh, you can't see it anymore. 513% higher to the 141, and almost 600% higher to the 1618. So yeah, XPEV. Who would have thought? I really thought that this was a bad, going to be a bad company, but no, it looks like a good company. Tracker Tesla chart looks like a bowl of spaghetti. Yes, I know. You're not the first person to say that. Let's see. AMD UPXI. Oh, please, please, please. Okay, I'm going to show you my UPXI analysis here. Just this once. I might not show it again. UPXI is fighting. It's just fighting to get back to this 11.4% mini boss at 2305. The first time it was rejection. Now it's building up strength to try it again. So look for which one? This one right here. 438% higher just to get back to face down the boss again. Even if it loses, you win if you own UPXI right now. And then if it can beat that one, it goes to the 298 up here at 5718, which is, can't see these, 800. No, oh gosh, it doesn't. It changes if I move it. Looks like 1200% higher. Anyway, that's it. UPXI, I like it. I think it's very fascinating. How about you, Matt? You want to jump back in? It's 9:07. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll just finish off with XRP just to show what I'm looking at for XRP. So go switch back to me. And yeah, so I'm watching the baseline. That's it, right? We already know the 225 zone, the 228 zone needs to hold us support. And we already knew the whole time. I've been saying like price is probably just going to wait till it gets closer to the cloud the whole time. And that's exactly what happened, right? It just went sideways until it got closer to the cloud. And then all of a sudden, miraculously, it starts to go higher. So that's the benefit of using the Ichimoku cloud. And now we can see that 250 is the next resistance. So if you're looking for a big breakout, it's got to start breaking above that 250. So still is in a resistance zone, still range bound, but bullish developments because it's finally making higher highs. So the highest highs since the last couple of months, really. So it's good development, but still stuck under resistance. So tracker, go ahead and take us out.
All right, my last thing was an alert that fired just before the show started. KWM Media, I talked about this one before and with my subscribers. It had this big blow up candle and it's right back again. Somebody, either the market makers just ran a quick high frequency algorithm to check and see how much demand there would be for this, or somebody fat fingered a giant buy. Anyway, whatever it was, I'll look at the volume on that. Yeah, 6.25 million shares. They triggered a big, a bunch of buy orders, and then they sold it right back off again. But this is telling. This wick that it just did went up almost to the 618 retrace. So, a lot of my charts, they go 382, 236, 618. I think that's foreshadowing. So do look for, even though it's 565 right now, look for it to easily regain 1327 that it just struck here in a pre-market wildness. A bit of crazy Ivan is what I call it. I don't think let's see. Yeah, so I've got my conventional charting says 1091 to 1121 next, or from where price is right now, about 100% higher. Yeah. All right, that's it. That's it for the show today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us again. It's Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow night. Hopefully, I'll get more sleep tomorrow night
Yeah.
or tonight. Oh
Have a great day, everybody.
gosh! Good luck out there, everybody. I'm just, despite my yawning, to get more oxygen to wake up my brain. I am very excited about the market right now. Matt's being cautious. I'm excited. I think. I do have to say this one more time. So the Bitcoin chart right here, this triangle, I've seen this happen many times. There's three outcomes. One is we're done. It goes up. It just goes up and never looks back. Two, it comes back, tests the top of the triangle, which would be right about this 50% fib here at 108,923, and then it takes off. Three is a lot less, it's more underwhelming, but actually, I don't think it's going to do three because the three chart is the one where it does the melt over, and we didn't really get the right kind of action. The melt over usually goes right to the end and then does that. But this is a breakout from the middle of the triangle. No, I think it's either we just go up from here or maybe a test back to 108,923 and then up from there. So there you go. We're right on the cusp of greatness. That's it. And we'll find out tomorrow if I was right. Maybe. It'll be the end of the week anyway.
Yep. All right, guys. I gotta go.
Matt's been right this whole time, by the way. just for the record. Okay, sorry, Matt.
No worries. All right, guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.
Matt's always right.